Hey there guys, right, this video is for you. This is for all the men following, and this video I wanted to do my top 10 tips for appearing in family court. It's a terrible thing going to court, it's stressful, it's horrible. Everyone knows family court is an absolute nightmare. For anyone watching, I'm talking UK, but I'm pretty sure this applies to most family courts around the world. I know it's very similar in the US from people I've spoken to there. So I thought what I'll do is I'll go through 10 tips, give you a little bit of advice from my experiences of court, from people I've interviewed for my books. On that, please, if you want to support the work I'm doing to raise awareness for men that have false allegations in court, domestic abuse, parental alienation, please go and grab a copy of my books. They're all on Amazon. I'll throw them up here now. Yeah, if you grab copies of those, that'll really support the work I'm doing, and all proceeds from that go into creating more awareness for men. Right. So let's jump right into it. Here is tip 1. Dress nicely for court. Now, I know sometimes the feeling might be like, oh, well, I'm comfortable in a t-shirt and jeans, or it's a hot day or whatever, but you get judged by the judge or the magistrate when you go into court. So, if you show up in t-shirt and shorts, they're going to think you don't care, you're not respectful. You basically just want to put your best foot forward. I've showed up to court before in the middle of summer in a polo shirt, and it was actually a big mistake. First of all, just because of my size, they can then see, oh, look at this huge guy, and he's claiming domestic abuse against someone. He's clearly the guy who's doing this. So dress nicely. Now, whenever I go into court or any court appearances I've been in since that day, I always wear a shirt, a blazer, even if it's a nice pair of jeans with nice shoes, just look nice. Tip 2, stay calm and be respectful. So I know it's incredibly frustrating in court, depending on how people are treating you in there, depending on what the person you're in court with is saying about you. But do your best to stay calm. Don't blow up. Be respectful. Always address the judge as your honor. Say please, say thank you. Just be calm. Let the other person make the mistake. Let them be disrespectful. Let them lose their temper. Just try and stay calm. Easier said than done, but it's good. Tip 3. Prepare. So by prepare, I mean make sure you've read everything. Make sure you've reread your submissions, the documents that you've put in. Make sure you've read theirs. Make sure you've got everything highlighted that you want to go through. You have a list of talking points that you want to have. You've got a pen and paper. You've got everything you need, your glasses, your laptop. Anything you need, make sure you're prepared. Pack the night before, but make sure you've got everything you need. Last thing you want to do is sit and go through your hearing, leave, and then go, oh, I forgot to mention this point that I really wanted to make. Make notes, and even during the hearing, prepare for when you get a chance to talk next by making notes. Right, tip 4. This is my opinion. Don't waste your money. So depending on what the hearing is about or what type of hearing it is, I'm of the opinion that you do not need a barrister for every single hearing that you go into. Obviously, it's nice to have someone, and if you can afford it, and if money is no object to you, go for it. But for a lot of us going into these kind of hearings, they're expensive. You really have to save up to get someone to, come with you and help you. So if it's a hearing to determine when the next hearing is going to be, my opinion is don't waste your money. Why do you need someone to come with you just to see, no orders are going to be made on that day. So if it's a final hearing, absolutely take someone. But if it's a kind of interim hearing that's going to be about deciding next steps, it's just my opinion. Tip 5. And this is something that I have found has worked well for me, is make it easy for the court. So, the court, you submit all your documents, your partner or ex-partner, whatever, will submit all of their documents, and they're pretty much not going to get read. I mean, that they're inundated with cases. You're submitting 300 pages of documents. They're not going to read them. Often the judge will come in and not even know what the hell the hearing is about. So never mind reading 300 pages of documents each. So what I like to do now is I make my covering letter or my opening statement letter a really good summary, and use a nice table. If maybe you're going to court to agree something like you've got children together and you want to agree like visitation days or holidays or things like that, put a table down that says these are things we agree on, these are things we don't agree on, color code them, red for don't agree, green for agree. Make it easy for the court, so when they pick that up they go, okay, well, this is easy to follow, I'll work off this. And I've had it a couple of times now where a judge or magistrate has said to me, oh, I'll use this, this is very useful, thank you. So make it easy for them to get to the things you want to discuss in there. Tip 6. Do not expect anything to happen quickly in family court. You might go to court thinking it's really urgent for you. You've put in an application to see your children, get interim maintenance, whatever the case may be. And they're going to set a date for a follow-up hearing, and you think, oh, great, next week we'll have a follow-up hearing. It's not going to happen. It's very, very backlogged. And, generally when another hearing comes through, it's for months down the line, and sometimes even the following year. So don't expect that it's going to happen quickly. There are, differences, and there are some where they do happen a bit quicker, but you're in this for the long haul. It'll end, but you have to get to the end of it. Tip 7. This is something you can do. You can ask for screens. So screens is just basically a big barricade down the middle of the courtroom, and you'll be on one side and your ex or whoever you're in court against will be on the other side. I find it very useful. You don't have to look at them. Helps you with the staying calm and being respectful thing that we spoke about in tip 2. And it doesn't give them the chance to try and rile you up by trying to make eye contact, trying to force, reactions or anything like that. It just lets you focus on you and the judge. That's all you can see. So ask for screens. You can ask ahead of time, or when you get there on the day, you can literally just ask the, person at the front desk, oh, by the way, I'd like screens in this hearing. Tip 8. And now this is going to be a controversial one for some people. I think for anyone who's been to family court, it's not that controversial. Don't go into it thinking that facts matter, because they don't. It's not about facts. It's about everything that's been prepared and what the judge wants to look at. It's not about evidence. It's, I've come in before with evidence into hearings and had someone come in with no evidence but a story, and the story gets believed because I'm a guy. So there's that kind of thing that happens. So don't go in believing that because you're right and you didn't do anything, or that you've got all the evidence lined up. Don't think that that is going to make the full difference, because it's going to depend on the judge, it's going to depend on what they review, and it's going to depend on how it goes. So don't think it's a predetermined outcome. Number 9, look after yourself. Court sucks, right? It's stressful. There's a lot of preparation involved. You probably need to take the day off work to go do it. It's not nice. You get quizzed. It's invasive. You leave there feeling awful. Give yourself time to do something. Take someone with you if that's going to help you, or set time in your diary afterwards to go to the gym, go for a long walk, just have a relaxing evening, take the day off work. If you can take the next day off work, maybe that's a good thing, but actually look after yourself, because the mental and emotional stress that court puts on you is actually really severe. And I know particularly as guys, we kind of think, oh, just get on with it, but seriously, look after yourself. And that brings me to the final tip, which kind of ties in a little bit to tip 8. Expect discrimination. The way the courts are set up and the way family courts are set up is, as the man, you are wrong. And that's not, me being bitter or anything like that. That's just the way it's set up. A woman is there and they're seen as kind of, they can do no wrong, and the man is seen as the perpetrator, especially when it comes to things like, domestic abuse allegations or parental rights. Children should be with their mother is kind of the thinking there. So expect to be discriminated against, especially if there's an allegation that's been made against you. If they've got an allegation against you like domestic abuse or something like that, expect that the court's going to look at you as an abuser, and just be ready for it. It's horrible when it happens. It does happen. But, just really try and go through that properly. So, yep, look, those are my tips. And, like I said, these are all from my own experience and from people I've spoken to. So listen to this before you go into court. Try follow them. If there's any I've forgotten, please chuck them in the comments below. I'm sure there's loads more that people have got from their experience. That would be great. And please obviously do the thing where you subscribe to the channel, like the video. Please have a look at the books I'm writing around domestic abuse against men. I do have another book coming out shortly around false allegations, focusing on family court. So keep an eye out for that. But, follow the tips, prepare, stay safe, and really look after yourself. Cheers, guys.